I think I will put them, although the yamas and the niyamas weren't on there, but I think I will put the 8 limbs on there. I've got to hire someone to do that because I have a nice design there. So take off any glasses. And then just adjust your thighs. So take your left hand and move your right inner thigh down and pull your right buttocks flesh out. And move that right thigh and that right sitting bone down. Do the same thing with your left hand. The left inner thigh or the left buttocks. The inner thigh goes down and the buttocks goes out. And see if that doesn't give you a deeper seat. And then Eddie, just sit a little bit higher. Add some folded blankets up on top of the bolster, maybe a couple of folded blankets, like Marie is doing there. And that's it. And then bring your hands onto your thighs. And you can also kind of move the skin on your thighs. The inner thigh skin moves to the outer thigh skin. So turn the inner legs out. And you can also roll the calf muscles forwards. And then these are good, adjustments. Everybody needs a little bit different adjustment, but even if I don't mention it, it's good to see if it gives you a deeper seat. Asana means seat. So go down with your thighs, go down with the sitting bones, and then bring your fingertips alongside you on the bolster or the blankets or whatever you're sitting on, and press down and start to lift up. Lift up. So that's it. And bring your outer shoulders back. Have a slight bend of your elbows and reach up through the crown of the head. And especially for today, become aware of your 2 shoulder blades, the right and the left shoulder blade, and bring them forward into your back body without pushing your abdomen. And then line up the crown of your head with the base of your spine and bring your hands to your heart center without losing any of that lift. And you still feel like the shoulder blades are helping to move the middle of your upper back, which we call the dorsal spine, inwards. And then close your eyes and just start to connect with your breath. And allow yourself this time. So release the momentum of getting here to the room, getting online. And come here to your practice to balance out your energy, to practice brahmacharya, to restore, recover your energy so that you can use your energy for your highest good. And with your chest lifting well, the breastbone ascending, the collarbones broadening, relax your face. The skin on your face starts to soften over the bone structure. Have a quietness to your eyes. Have a depth to your ears. And relax your jaw and your tongue. And start to bring your head into your heart and have some compassion for yourself today, whatever it is that you're dealing with today, physically, mentally, emotionally. One of my favorite phrases is the door of the temple is always open. And that's how yoga is. You just come as you are, and then the practice with care and compassion starts to work with you to bring you to a more balanced state. And as you get settled into your heart space, please join me now for 3 ohms. Lift your chest upwards and bow your head down. And release your hands down to your thighs with your palms upwards. And then raise your head and slowly open your eyes. Okay, and then stretch out your legs. And then Marie, just turn your mat sideways for today. And then we're going to put the blocks this way. So you'll have one block near the exit, those of you here, one block at the high level, and then one block at the medium level, and then the blanket. And then you have your blanket here. So it's like a stair step. Okay, and then remember that if this feels too high for anybody, you can always move each block down one level. But try not to have this block 2 steps lower than this block. So if you move the blocks lower, move both of the blocks down one level. So just let me show what we're going to do. So you'll sit on this blanket with your hips, and then you use your hands to bring this block right under your shoulder blades. So make sure it's not up in your upper back. It's like right, somewhere below the shoulders and right on the bra line if you're wearing a bra, or the shoulder blades today. And then this is the first position. And we'll do some work here, stretching out the legs, but then watch as I come up out of the pose. Once I'm in the pose for a little while, I'm going to ask you to press your hands down and then lead with your chest to come up out of the pose. Okay? If that looks like it's going to be too much for you, get some foam blocks. And then with foam blocks, you can roll to the side. Okay, so sit on your blanket, and then you start with your knees bent, and then slowly go down over your blocks. Some of you, try to go in with as a group. So we all go in together, we come out together. Try not to get ahead of me, because it just means that your mind is working faster. Your mind is kind of going faster, and you want to get on with it. So just notice that and try to slow down and just come and enjoy the pace as best you can. That's it. Just start with your knees bent, and then just make sure that your lower back feels good. Lengthen the buttocks flesh. And there's 1 or 2 of you here who you may not need the blanket under your hips. Tomorrow, what you're going to need to do is turn yourself so that because you're going to need room to lift up your arms, so that couch looks like it's going to be getting in the way. Yeah, I forgot to mention, you'll need room to lift up your arms. So you might have to come up, Marcia, also, and then move further out from that wall, because we're going to lift up the arms this way. So just move yourself further out. So once you have that lower back lengthened, that's it. Tuck your shoulder blades into the back, like lift them up off of the block, and then see if you can stretch out your legs. Stretch out your legs. That's it. And just start with your feet apart, like hip distance apart. And the heels are down, the toes are upwards. Slava, let's move this block. So the top of the block should be right at the lower part of the underarms, even more, right there. Yes, that's it, right there. So if you notice the nipple band of your chest, the block should be right behind the nipple band of your chest. So you could bring yours further down, right behind the nipple band of the chest. Here's, lift up again, lift up, right there. Does that feel okay?
No.
Okay, do you want to go lower with the blocks?
No.
Okay.
No, a little bit more would be better.
Well, the question is better for what?
Better for my dorsal spine.
Okay.
To stretch.
Okay, good. There you go. That looks good right there. Good. So make your legs active. So press the legs down. Do you need 2 blankets under there, Eddie? Yeah, do you need 2? Try 1. Did it bother your back? Is that okay? Yeah, that's good. So have your toes upwards, legs active, and now raise your arms up so you can see your arms. Have your palms facing each other, like you're holding like a third block in between your hands, and then bring your arms up alongside your ears. So Urdhva Hastasana. And then, so have your palms facing each other, so that your outer armpits go up towards the ceiling. Don't let your hands get closer together, because if they do, it's probably because your arms are bending. Keep your hands as wide as your shoulders. And if you have shoulder tightness, shoulder sensitivity, go wider. And then point your thumbs down towards the floor and then away from each other. Yeah, so that your outer armpits go up. Thumbs down and away from each other. Yes. Straighten your arms. Jen, bring your hands a little bit wider apart because they're getting closer together. And think of moving your upper arms towards the floor much faster than your forearms. Don't let your forearms go to the floor. Yes, so see if you can move this part of your arm. Yeah, you have a slight bend in the elbow, like, yeah, that's it, yeah. Carrying angle, right? That's it. Good, and now bring your arms back alongside your body. That's it. And see if you can bring your legs together. And then for some of you, you can see, maybe you can move your head block one level lower. So now your head block will be the same level as your chest block. If you have any neck sensitivity, don't do that. Just stay with your head block one level higher. You've moved your head block 2 levels lower, Thomas. So just 1 level lower. So now your head is basically the same level as your chest. Good, and with your legs together, press your legs down and then interlace your fingers in front of your chest. Turn your palms upwards towards the ceiling. Look at your arms, make sure that they're fully extended, and then raise your arms up over your head. So interlace the fingers there, Sylvia, if you can. That's it, and turn your palms backwards. So like this, interlace the fingers this way, and then turn your palms back. That's it. And squeeze your arms. So bring your arms up alongside your ears. Bring your arms up, Urdhva Baddha Gulyasana. That's it. And take your outer upper arms in, reach your feet away from your hands. Ask yourself, are you holding your breath? Try not to hold the breath. And see if you can move your upper arms, your inner upper arms towards the floor faster than your forearms. And lift your shoulder blades into the back. And then relax the sides of the neck. Make sure there's no tension in the sides of the neck, and your legs are very active. Lift your abdomen up. Now bring your arms back up so you can see them. Turn your palms to face your chest, and then reverse the interlace. That's it. Turn your palms upwards, inhale, and then exhale, bring your arms up. So that's it. Reach your feet away from your hands, your legs away from your arms. And it's kind of like, as you bring your upper arms down, you can feel how that block might be like lifting your shoulder blades into the back. And then lift your navel up away from your pubic bone and extend fully the sides of the trunk without holding the breath, without tightening your neck or your eyes. Yes, nice, Slava. And now bring your arms back up and relax them to the sides. Good. Now bend your knees with your feet flat and your knees going up to the ceiling, and your feet are about as wide as your shoulders. And then some of you can take your head block 1 level lower than your chest block. Now your head block can go 1 level lower. Yes, 1 level lower. 1 or 2 of you, you might even come, your head can come to the floor. You have to kind of see, but please don't do that if you have any back issues or neck issues, I should say. Yes. Let your throat relax. If that feels uncomfortable for you, if you're dealing with any dizziness today, just keep your head the same level or even higher. Good. Now, once you have that, raise your arms upwards and hold your elbows. Hold your elbows. Inhale, and now pull your elbows towards the floor. Yes, they may not make it to the floor. That's it. Pull your elbows towards the floor and lift the shoulder blades up into the back. Lift the shoulder blades up. That's it. So it's a chest opener, right? You're helping to open up the chest region, which for most of our activities in life gets closed. Now bring your arms back up and then switch the cross of your arms. Inhale, and then exhale, bring your arms up and over. Yes, keep the lower back long. As you bring the elbows down towards the floor, lift the shoulder blades into the back, the knees are bent. That's it. And keep your jaw relaxed, your face relaxed. So in our practice, we do something and then we want to observe the effect. That's what we're always doing. You do something, pause, observe the effect, and then adjust. Good. Now bring your arms back to the sides and put your block back to the highest level, your head block to the highest level. That's it, the way you began. And then stretch out your legs. So this is how I demonstrated coming up, right? Extend your legs. Bring your hands flat alongside your chest, near to the armpits. Press with your hands, keep your head back, and lead with your chest to come up. Lead with your chest to come up. Yes, that's the way. Good. Come up with your chest. Lead with your heart rather than with your neck or your head. Beautiful. And then just stretch out your legs. Very nice. Okay, now you can move the blocks to this side. We'll use them in a little while, but just have them outside your mat. Open up this blanket now, one size bigger, like the larger square. And have your knees on the blankets and have your hands under the shoulders. So you're in a simple hands and knee pose. And then we're going to do these two actions. So watch what I do. So I inhale and then I exhale. I push down with my hands and my knees and I allow my back to round without letting my shoulders go back. Keep your shoulders right over your hands. And then you do the opposite. You inhale, reach the breastbone forwards, and then you arch the back. And we're going to go back and forth like that, connecting the breath and the movement. Okay, so start in a neutral position. That's it. Knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. Inhale. And now exhale. Push down with your hands and your knees and let your back round. So you're drawing the abdomen up, spread the shoulder blades without letting your shoulders move back. Good. Now go in the opposite direction. Look forwards. Reach the breastbone forwards. Pull the shoulders back. Bring your dorsal right where the block was. Can you feel that going in without letting your abdomen drop down? That's it. And then go back and forth on your own. Exhale into the more rounded position, the convex spine, and then inhale into the concave spine, keeping your arms straight. And you can go back and forth, connecting the movement with the breath. So you're extending the spine as you concave it, and you're flexing the spine as you convex it. But don't let your hips go back. Keep your shoulders right over the wrist. Good. Now come to a neutral position. Bring your big toes to touch. Open up your knees as wide as the blanket. Sit down on your feet. Pause. See if you need something in between your feet and your hips. If you do, put that there. See if you need something behind the knees. If you do, put that there. And then walk your hands forward. And then see if you need something under your head. And then put that there like a block. Yes. And grab hold of the sides of the sticky mat with your hands. And stretch the sticky mat forwards away from your legs and move your thighs deeper into the hip socket. Move your outer hips down towards your ankles and move your sitting bones down towards your heels. That's it. Good. Now let go of the sides of the sticky mat. Keep your hips down. Come up onto your fingertips. Fingertips. Don't lift your hips, but lift your head and look forwards. Look forwards. Keep your hips down, look forwards, pull the breastbone forwards. Remember where the block was? Can you get that to move in? And so your breastbone actually gets closer to the floor. Maybe walk your hands a little bit further forward. That's it. Now keep that upper back moving in as you bring your palms flat and you bring your head down again. Yeah, so you get that length to come on the front body. These are coming well. Rest your head down now. And the upper back is moving in. Great, and then come back up onto the hands and the knees, and then reach for your two blocks and have them at the highest level. Okay, and then you have your left knee a little bit behind your hip on the blanket and bring your right foot forward. So the right ankle is going to be right under the knee. See how my left knee is a little bit back behind my left hip, the left knee, and just bring your hands onto those blocks. If you need more padding under the knee, of course, take a second blanket if you need more padding under that left knee. So check to see that your right ankle is right under the knee. See if you can move your right foot further forward, Eddie. Yes, right foot, there you go. And then come up onto your fingertips on the blocks. Inhale, make sure that your left toes are reaching backwards. And then see if you can bring your hips further forward. Bring your hips further forward. Yes. And lift your lower abdomen up. Lift the lower abdomen up away from the pubic bone. And the tailbone moves down to the floor. That's it. Good. And now switch your legs. Bring your right knee back, a little bit back behind your right hip on the blanket. Bring your left leg forward. so that your left ankle comes right under the knee. And then point your back foot backwards. Make sure that you can feel the little toenail of your right foot as much as your big toenail. So you have to bring more weight to the little toe side of the foot. Come up onto your fingertips, inhale, and then let your middle buttocks start to come forward. Let the middle buttocks come forwards and lift your lower abdomen up. Lift the lower abdomen up. Do you need more height, Galia, or is that okay? Okay, good. Let the middle buttocks come forward. You might feel some lengthening of the front of that right hip region. That's it, good. Okay, now switch your legs once again. And then bring your right foot forward, your left leg back. The left knee is behind the hip. That's it. Let's see. Not sure what you can do. What do you do to stretch your psoas, Tamar? What do you do to stretch your psoas? Whatever you do to stretch your psoas, stretch your psoas. Yeah, whatever your physical therapist has you do there. Okay, so once you have your fingertips, maybe some of you can bring your hands up onto the top of the right thigh, the top of that right thigh. That's it. Yes, good. And then bring your shoulders back over your hips, shoulders back over the hips. Yeah, that's it. Good. Bring the tailbone in, lift your lower abdomen up. Press your hands down into your right thigh and lift your lower abdomen up and bring your hips forwards. So don't let your front leg start to straighten, right? There you go, good. Now bring your hands down to those blocks. Move the blocks down one level. Move the blocks down one level. Roll your back toes under and lift up your back knee. Lift it. So you're in a lunge now with your knee up. So there's lunge with the knee down and there's lunge with the knee up. Yeah, that looks good, Tamar. I would just have the feet as wide as the knees. Unless, yeah, bend your front knee right over that ankle and then focus on your back leg. Make it straight. See if you can move your left toes further back. Your left toes further back and straighten your back leg even more and draw back. Bring your hands flatter so your upper chest comes near to the thigh like that. That's the way. Yes, there you go. Good. Now bring your back knee down. Bring your blocks back to the highest level and then switch your legs. Switch your legs. We're just doing one more of these tomorrow, so that's good. So bring your left leg forwards. Point your back foot. Maybe your right knee is a little bit further back. Be on the little toenail side of that back foot. And then some of you can bring your hands to the top of that left thigh and use your hands and press down into the thigh and then lift the abdomen up as you bring the middle buttocks forwards. See if you can let your hips come further forward, Sandy and Sherry. Let your hips come forward. Yes, forwards, forwards. Pressing down with your hands, lifting the abdomen up. Good. Now bring your hands down to those blocks. Bring them to a lower level, to the medium level. Roll the back toes under and lift up your back knee. And see if you can move your back right toes a little bit further back and straighten your back leg. Make it poker straight. Bring your hands flat to the blocks and reach your breastbone forwards. Keep lifting the inner right knee up. The inner right thigh goes up. The back of the left thigh goes down. These are excellent. Keep reaching back through that right heel. Very good. Now bring your back knee down. Good. This one you can do tomorrow. And then you can put the blocks at the lowest level now. They're going to be for your hands. And just take a moment to make sure that your blocks are not going to slip. Make sure the blocks are not going to slip. Have the blocks at the highest level. Take your feet as wide as your mat and go into downward facing dog with your hands on blocks. And with your hands on blocks and your feet as wide as the mat, take your feet, have your heels wider than your toes. Blocks are at the lowest level. See maybe with your hands up if you can get your heels closer to the floor. So press the inner hands into those blocks, straighten your arms. Eddie, take a slightly shorter dog, walk your feet a tiny bit towards the blocks. That's it. Have your heels wider than the toes. Turn the tops of the arms out. Move the hips back and up. Hips up and back. Reach the heels down. Maybe they get closer to the floor. Keep those inner hands pressing down. Deepen the breath. Nice, Galia. Open up the backs of the knees fully. And even here, can you feel where that block was? And can you move that upper middle back in? that dorsal spine moves in, but keep the tops of your arms turning out. Straighten your arms fully. Excellent. And now come down onto the knees. Great. And then let's come on up to stand. So get a belt. And you can just take one of these blocks and put them at the medium level in between your feet, this way. And you can have a belt. We're going to do, eventually we're going to make our way into Gomukhasana arms. So you can have your belt over that left shoulder as needed. So stand in Tadasana. Just bring your hands onto the hips, lift and spread your toes and shift your body weight back into your heels. Connect your buttocks to your heels. Bring your outer shoulders back. And even here in this standing position, if you can sense the shoulder blades moving in, extend your arms down. Good. And now just go ahead and lift up just your left arm. That's it. Roll the outer arm forwards. Bend your arm, keep it close to the ear, and then hold on to that elbow and pull it upwards. So bring your right arm above your head. That's it. Pull the elbow up, move your head back, keep going back into your heels. That's it. Good. And then raise your arms upwards and bring your arms forwards and down. Good. Now raise your right arm upwards, roll the outer upper arm forwards, bend your right elbow, keep the elbow really close to the head, and then hold the elbow and pull it up. Pull it up. That's it. Move your head back. Try not to bring your elbow behind your head. If you have that mobility, just keep it right above the shoulder. Make sure that you're lifting your back ribs, and then raise your arms upwards and bring your arms down. Good. Now bring your right arm out to the side this way. Internally rotate the right arm and bring your right hand onto the back. Use your left hand to help your right hand to go up your back. Right where the block was. Can you bring the back of your right hand right where the block was? Raise this left arm up, turn the outer upper arm forwards, and then hold on to your fingers or your belt, keeping your neck straight. Shift your body weight back into the heels. That's it. Move your head back and move the shoulder blades in. Keep rolling that outer right shoulder back. See if you can get another finger, maybe a little bit more belt, but keep your neck soft. Nice. Those of you at home, that looks good. And then release. Put your belt on the other shoulder. And bring this left arm out to the side. Internally rotate and use your right hand to help this hand come up your back. Yes. And then raise this right arm up, turn, and hold. Pull the fingers apart, move the shoulder blades in. So make your dharana. Dharana is one of the limbs of yoga. It means concentration. So your concentration or your focus is right where that block was at your shoulder blades, where we started the class. Just give your attention to that part of your back today. And keep reaching the top elbow upwards, roll the outer left shoulder back. See if you can get another finger, a little bit more belt. Relax your eyes, relax your jaw. Stay even on both sides of the trunk. These look good. And then release. Great. Okay, now you can take this away and then just find any wall. So let's see, 3 of you, maybe 4 of you. Eddie, you can go to that wall as well. Go back to the back wall. You can use that wall there. Marie, you can come here. One person can come here. You're just going to stand at the wall and you'll be facing me. With the right arm up the wall this way. Have your right arm up the wall. Maybe Jennifer, go a little bit back. Eddie, go a little bit back. Yeah, that's it. Because we're going to bring the arm back behind eventually. So just have your left hand on your hip. Tadasanize your feet. Bring your feet together or a little bit apart. Keep reaching upwards with that right arm. If you have shoulder sensitivity, stand a little bit further back from the wall. Otherwise, keep reaching up. Now inhale. As you exhale, take that right arm back behind you. Take the right arm back behind you. Yes, that's it. And just bring it a little bit lower than your shoulder and press your palm like a suction cup into the wall. Good. Make sure that your upper body is not turning to the wall. Turn your upper body away from the wall. As you press into the wall with that right hand, draw the right shoulder down. Turn your abdomen away from the wall. The left hand can be on the hip. Keep releasing this right shoulder down. That's it. So that right shoulder blade goes in. Turn the abdomen away from the wall. Nice. And now release and go for the second side. So stand with your left side to the wall. Raise that left arm way up. And first, just take a moment. Get really tall. Like open up your left armpit towards the floor. That outer left armpit towards the wall, rather. Yes. Bring your right hand onto the hip. Tadasanize the feet. Inhale. And then exhale. Bring that left arm back behind you. A little bit lower than the shoulder. Yeah, you can actually hold on to this molding. It works really well. That's it. Good. Tadasanize your feet. Keep your thighs back. Spread your left fingers and press the left hand into the wall and move that left shoulder down. Turn your abdomen away from the wall and move that dorsal spine inwards. That dorsal spine goes in. Good. And then release. Good. So watch, we're going to do that one more time. So watch what I do now. For the second round, I have this fingertips on the wall. When I bring this arm back, I turn my palm upwards. So now just the little finger side of my hand. So I'm really getting a nice external rotation of my arm. The bicep goes up, the tricep comes forwards. Okay, so stand with your right side towards the wall. Raise your arms upwards. Good. Get taller and taller. Bring your left fingertips on the wall in front of you in line with your chest. So that's it. Good. And then bring your right arm back behind you. Bring the right arm back behind you. Inhale. Some of you can stay here if that was already enough, like, work. Otherwise, bring your tricep towards the wall, that right tricep, and turn your right palm upwards. Yes. So your thumb is going away from the wall and push into the wall with the outer wrist, right where you do if you were to do headstand. That outer wrist goes into the wall. Keep the right shoulder moving down, the right shoulder head moving down. Better, Eddie. That's it. And move the abdomen away from the wall. Make sure your head doesn't jut forward. Wants to, doesn't it? A little bit. Good. And then release that, and let's do the other side. So bring your left arm up. Reach it upwards. Join your feet in Tadasana, or organize your feet in Tadasana. Bring your right fingertips to the wall. Inhale, and then exhale. Bring your left arm back behind you. Yes. Good. Settle back into your heels. Move the thighs back. And then inhale. As you exhale, roll your left tricep towards the wall and your bicep away from the wall until your palm turns upwards. Yes. And keep pushing into the wall with the outer wrist, the little finger side of the wrist. Turn your abdomen away from the wall and move your head back because it wants to jut forward a little bit, and just kind of nestle that left shoulder blade into the back. Good. And then release. Where did you guys feel that? Yeah, some of you feel it in your chest. Some of you feel it in the bicep. Some of you feel it in the forearm. So it really affects this whole arm. So those of you at home, you're going to do another round of that. You're going to do another round of that on both sides. Those of you here, come back to the ropes. Those of you with your mats there, just move your mats away for a moment. Just fold them and just quickly move them away. So those of you at home, do another round of both of those sides. You can do it with your palm flat, those of you at home, or you can do it with your palms upwards. So those of you here, you're going to bring your elbows into these ropes. Just watch. You come out, palms are forwards. You walk back a little bit, and then you just lift up onto your heels. So the middle buttocks is coming forwards. The elbows are going down, and you're looking upwards this way. Okay, so this is ropes 1 with the elbows in the ropes. Let's try that. Those of you at home, you're repeating that wall work. Yes, that's it. So walk out, walk all the way, and have your palms forwards towards the orange wall. The ropes come right into the elbow creases. Your arms are bent. Your arms are bent. It's like a puppet. That's what the ropes mean, karunta. They mean karunta, which means puppet. Good. So walk out until you kind of get stuck, and then walk back a little bit. You can bend your knees and then raise your heels up. Raise your heels up. Bring your hips forwards, middle buttocks forwards. Pull the ropes down, but keep a bend of your elbows and move your shoulder blades in. Move your shoulder blades in. Flow the back upper neck muscles down and look upwards and get where that block was. Yes, that's it. Pull those elbows down. Nice, you guys. Good. Pull those elbows down. Move the shoulder blades in. Look upwards, look up. Not so far up, Galia. Just like maybe where the rope, the ceiling and the wall come to each other. There you go, good. And now release. And then everybody, no matter which, if you're at the wall, just come out of the ropes, stand in Tadasana, and just notice if you don't feel like your arms are a little bit back behind you and that dorsal spine is a little bit more in. Can you feel your Tadasana now? This is Tadasana, that same lift of your chest. Good, and now release that. Good, now come back to your mat. And we're going to do Uttita Trikonasana, so get your blocks. Since we use the blocks today, we'll use the blocks. Have your blocks at the highest level, one on the right-hand side, one on the left-hand side. And stand in Tadasana in the center of your mat. What's that? Yeah, go over there, that's fine. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, go over there. Marcia, you can too if you want to. Okay, so stand in Tadasana. Bring your hands to the center of your chest. If you have any joint issues, lower back issues, no one mentioned that they're on their period, so I'm assuming they're not. You can step your legs apart if any of those things are going on. Otherwise, jump your legs apart. That's it. So you want to bring you won't jump, you'll just come right into it. And you can have your back come over to this side. So have your right foot up on this and your left leg can go back. And if that feels too narrow, you can take away one of these blocks. I think it might be too narrow. Okay, so do that. Okay, now turn your right leg out from the top of your thigh and turn your left foot in slightly. Does that feel good, Galia? That looks good. Keep both hands on the trestler. Turn this right leg out. You want your kneecap to be going right over the middle of the foot. And this kneecap should also be going over the middle of the foot. So your kneecaps go right over the center of your feet. So the legs turn out. Now raise your chest upwards and then go over. Roll your left ribs back. Now lift your arm up, Eddie. Lift and draw this leg in. Draw this leg in. Lift this arm up. Roll the left ribs back. Yes, good. Now bring your hand down to that block and bring your left hand onto your hip. Yes, left hand onto the hip. Don't lift your chin quite so much. There you go. Yes, good. So straighten your front right leg and make sure that your block is right under the shoulder. Yes, straighten your back left leg. Yes, take a slightly shorter distance, Thomas. And then bring your right buttocks forwards and really point your left elbow backwards towards whatever's behind you. Point it strongly. Point the left elbow backwards towards whatever's point it. Point it with a bend, that's it. So you're pointing that left elbow back. And doesn't that help you to roll your left ribs back? The left ribs roll back and the shoulder blades come in. That right shoulder blade really has to come in. Get that right shoulder blade to come in, but not your right shoulder. Your shoulder stays back. That's it, pull your head. Now, some of you can move the block lower. Go down to the second level. Palm can be flat or you can be on fingertips. Don't let your head go down. Keep pointing that left elbow back. Left elbow back, that's it. Right chest forwards. Good, now raise your left arm up and think of where that block was. That's it, you can just reach, keep reaching. Try not to draw your head, that's it. Keep your head in Tadasana. That's it, keep reaching. See if you can hold on to this, to the edge and just keep reaching. Draw this thigh in, there you go. That's it, you're still looking up again. Yeah, that's it, good. Now reach up with your left arm and up you come out of the pose. Turn your right toes forwards. Bring your hands to the hips and take some deeper breaths. Good. Okay, and then you need to move those props, move the Simhasana box. It won't work the other side because it's the same side. So you have to move the box. You have to move the box to the other side and then the props to the other side. So you just switch the position. So raise your arms out to the sides, bring your feet all the way out under your hands. That's it. Now turn your left leg out until your left knee is centered over the foot. Turn your right foot in until the knee is centered over the foot. Tamar, see if you can go longer with your legs. Straighten your legs. That's perfect. And then again, turn with your back towards me. Turn facing, because now you're gonna do your left leg. Yeah, that's how it works. Great, perfect. Get that foot all the way up into that corner. Good, so turn this left leg out. Now inhale, as you exhale, reach and lift this arm up. Roll these right ribs back. That's it. Straighten that leg. Straighten those legs. Straighten. Now bring your hand down to your block, right under the shoulder, and bring your hand to the hip. And with this hand on the hip, Once you have your legs straight, you're getting this left buttocks forwards. Point your right elbow back towards whatever is behind you. Maybe it's a wall. Yes, that's it. Point it backwards and roll the right ribs back. Better. That's good. Galia, you got it. Keep reaching. Keep reaching. Maybe you can even hold on tips of the fingers on the edge. Get that left buttocks to come forwards. Now, with the right ribs back, can you get the left shoulder blade to come in without letting the left shoulder come forward? So isolate shoulder blade from shoulder cap. And now some of you can move the block lower. You can, but draw the legs deeper in, straighten those legs. That's it. And now lift up your right arm and move the dorsal spine in. Roll the right ribs back. Yes, pull your head away from your chest. Reach your arms away from each other. Nice. Now reach up through that right arm and up you come out of the pose. Turn your left toes forwards and then either step your legs together, or you can bring your feet a little bit closer and then you jump. You jump your legs back in. Come back to Tadasana. Great. Okay, now you can move the blocks off of your mat. Tomorrow we're going to do Warrior 1, so you can practice Warrior 2 pose. You can still face there, that's fine. Let's see, on this side for Warrior 1, let's see, you can have your, let's move this back to this way. That's it. So you have to keep switching these. I'm not sure you'll need this, but so you'll be here like this with your right foot here and your left leg back, and then we're going to bend the knee. Okay, and then you'll just raise this arm up. Okay, so turn, bring your stand in Tadasana, and then step or jump your legs apart. Bring your hands onto the hips. Turn your left foot in, move your left heel back, turn your right leg out and turn. Yes, turn your hips towards the exit, hands to the hips. Yes. And then just see, do I need something under my back heel? Is my back heel coming up? You have to turn your back foot in enough. So the left toes are pointing to the upper left-hand corner of the mat. Now, can you bring your left chest forwards? Your left chest goes forwards. Don't bend the knee just yet, Galia. That's it. Now, move your tailbone towards the floor, lift your lower abdomen up, and bend your front knee to a square. Bend your front knee. Yes, go down. Get your knee right over your ankle, just like we did for those lunges. Some of you can move your left foot a little bit further back so that your right hip can get as low as the knee. Make sure that your right hip isn't going out to the side. Bring your left chest forwards. Lift your abdomen up off of your pubic bone. Nice, good. And now straighten the knee. We're going to do that again. That's it, so same side. So press the outer left foot down, take the inner left thigh back, bring your left chest forwards. That's it, and now bend your front knee to a square. Some of you, yeah, see if you can move your left foot further back, Eddie. That's it, bend this front knee right over the ankle, there you go. And now everybody lift up your arms so that your palms are facing each other. Yes, move the left ribs forwards. Go down, Thomas, go down, straighten the back leg. That's it, look straight forwards, move your arms back a little bit. Left ribs forwards, nice. And now straighten the front knee, turn your right toes forwards, bring your hands to the hips. Now I think it'll work just to go to the other side. I think it'll work on that side. I'm experimenting. So Virabhadrasana 1. So turn your right foot in, move your right heel back, turn your left leg out, turn yourself to the left. See if you need something under that back heel. If you do, of course, take it. Have a heel to heel alignment. That's it, good. And now bend your front knee and get your knee right over the ankle. Marsh, can you take your right foot further back? Take the right foot further, yeah, that's it. Get along. Maybe try this one, okay? So straighten the back leg, bring the tailbone forward, lift the abdomen up. Yes, don't let your shoulders come forwards. Keep your right ribs coming forward. Don't they want to go back? Why do they want to go back? Because there's a muscle that's pulling them back, that's why. Don't lean back, Thomas, don't lean back. There you go, good. Now straighten the knee. We're going to do that same side. Bring your attention into your outer right foot. Some of you can take a slightly longer distance by moving your right foot back a little bit. And then straighten the back leg, straighten the front leg, bend your front knee to a square. Keep moving the tailbone down. Now lift your arms up. Lift your arms up. Palms face each other. Bend the knee more, Eddie. Bend, bend, bend. Move your upper body back. Upper body back. There you go, Eddie. Move the right ribs forwards. You're leaning back, Thomas. That's it. Move your arms back, not your shoulder. There you go. That's it. Straighten that back leg. Lift your abdomen. Right ribs forwards. Beautiful, Slava. And now come on up. Excellent. Turn your left toes forwards and then step or jump your legs back together. Stand in Tadasana. Good. Okay, now come and get a chair. Sherry, you can use your low blocks because we're going to do that afterwards. So just have your hands on low blocks like we did for that downward dog. So watch what I do. Make sure, just like the blocks, make sure that your chair is not going to slip, that the chair is not going to slip. If it does slip, brace your chair at a wall. Brace your chair at a wall, okay? You can move your mat to the wall. So watch what I do. So I'm gonna take this position. So just Ardha Uttanasana. And then I raise my heels and I bring my pubic bone towards the chair. So my legs are straight, my hips are coming forwards, and my chest is going up and my shoulders are going back. And that's called upward facing dog with the chair. And then you'll go back. Okay, so let's try that. So make a test, make sure that your chair is not going to slip, have all four legs on the chair. You can just come into hands and knees with your hands on those blocks, Sherry, and then go into downward dog. Good, so move your hips back, start there. There you go. Good, now raise your heels up and then bring your hips forwards towards the chair. Hips forwards towards the chair. Keep your toes rolled under, straighten your legs. Bring your hips close to the chair. Walk your feet in. If you're way away from the chair, walk your feet in. Bring your shoulders down, Sylvia. Lift your chest up. Chest up, shoulders down. Even more. Chest up, shoulders down. Good. Now go back. Okay. So watch what happens in the pose. This happens for all of us. And try to show. Maybe I'll show at an angle. So when I come, two things. One is there's too much space here. See how there's a big space? Walk your feet in, minimize that space. And then a lot of you, this was happening. The shoulders were going up. Now I'm exaggerating, right? But you have to press down and go back with your shoulders. So it's kind of like the ropes, isn't it? It's the same feeling with the ropes. Okay, so try it again. So take that Ardha Uttanasana, walk back. That's it. Have your feet a little bit further back, Marcia, just a tiny bit further back. Now raise your heels and then bring your hips closer and see if there's a huge space, maybe you can walk your feet in a little bit. Yes, better, Sylvia. Now bring your shoulders down and lift your side ribs up and bring your shoulders back and look upwards. Shoulders way back, Slava. Outer shoulders back, outer shoulder, like wings of a bird, wings of a bird. Lift your side ribs, tailbone in, good, and then go back. Super good. Okay, now come up. How was your back with everybody? Was it okay? Your back was okay? If your back was not okay, or if you just felt that was enough, you're going to continue with this. You're going to continue. This is the first version of downward dog that we learn in Iyengar Yoga. But now some of you can go and you can do it from downward dog with your hands on blocks. So watch what I do, just like we did at the very beginning, making sure the blocks are not going to move. You come up and you come forwards. So now your hands are on blocks. Toes are under, you're bringing the hips forwards. It's the same exact same work. The shoulders are going back, legs are straight, and then you go back into downward dog. Okay, so if you want to try that, go and try that. Otherwise, stay with the chair. If that was enough for you, stay with the chair. Okay, keep your chairs open. Have your blocks as wide as your mat at the lowest level. And then take downward dog with your hands on those blocks. Downward dog with your hands on those blocks. That's it. And what's that? Sure, yes, I can. So straighten your arms, straighten your legs, and then raise your heels and then bring your hips forwards. Bring your hips forwards. If your hips are way away from the blocks, walk your feet in a little bit, just like you did, walk your feet closer to the blocks. Bring your shoulders back, straighten your legs, Get your tailbone to come in. Lift your side ribs and move your outer shoulders back, tailbone in. Super good. And then come up. Nice. Okay, come down and rest for a moment. How did it feel? Was it okay? Yes? Okay, otherwise go back to the chair. So the next thing is to organize the feet. So make sure your hands are flat, and then you come into downward dog, and then you come into upward dog with the toes under, and then point the feet. So now the feet are pointed. And you want your chest, ideally, to come in front of your arms a little bit. See how my chest is coming in front of the arms? If your chest is behind the arms, all of the weight goes into your lower back. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's try it again. So come into downward dog. Yes. Go back to the chair if that feels better. Raise your heels, come forwards. Upward dog. Yes, walk your feet closer to your hands if possible. Bring your tailbone in, straighten your legs, lift your side ribs, bring your shoulders back, point your feet. Point your feet. Yes, reach the toes backwards. Inner thighs up, inner knees up, tailbone in. Beautiful. Now roll the toes under and go back into downward dog. Sometimes you get a cramp in the toes. Did anyone get that? Sometimes the toes say, oh, no way. Right? Very good. Okay, very good. Now come down and get your blanket. Get your blanket that you had at the very beginning of the class for the knees. Okay, and then you can open it one more time. So now it's going to be like in a larger rectangle. And I'll turn my camera down a little bit. Okay, and then come onto your abdomen. So the blanket is going to be supporting your frontal hip bones. So it looks like this. So your chest is above the blanket and your lower legs are below. And you can just keep your hands at your sides. You can rest your forehead on the floor. That's it. Now lift up your right leg from the inner thigh and reach your right leg way back behind you. And when you lift your leg, can you lift your right leg from the inner leg faster than the outer leg? So when you bring your right leg down, you're coming right to the center of your thigh. And your little toe is down as much as the big toe, just like it was for those lunges. Now do the same thing with the left leg. Lift it, lengthen it backwards, lift the inner thigh faster than the outer thigh, come down to the center of the thigh. And now bring your pubic bone into the blanket once that left foot is down. Push your pubic bone down. You should feel like the tailbone goes down, the pubic bone comes into the blanket. Good. Now with your hands alongside you, just lift up your head just a tiny bit, lift up your head and pull your torso forwards, pull the t-shirt skin forward so you get some length to come on the front of your body. That's it. Now bring your head down, bring your arms back alongside your body with your palms upwards. Reach your toes backwards, make sure that your little toes are down as much as the big toes. Good. Now lift your outer shoulders, lift your chest, lift your head. Lift your legs from the inner thighs and lift your arms. Lift your arms up. That's it. Lift your outer shoulders more. That's it. Reach your legs backwards. Move the pubic bone into the blanket. Pull your legs back, pull your arms back. And right where the brick was at the very beginning, move that in, breastbone forwards, and then come down. Rest your head. If it feels better, you can, of course, turn your head to one side. We'll do that again. So Shalabhasana. So lengthen your legs, make sure that you're on the center of your thighs, connect the buttocks to the heels. That's it. And then lift your shoulders, lift your chest, lift your head, and then lift your legs from the inner thighs, and then lift your arms, but don't lift your arms any higher than your shoulders. And pull your arms backwards, go back, pull your legs backwards. Yes, breastbone forwards. Move your tailbone down and your pubic bone into the blanket. Pull forwards, nice, and then come down. Excellent. Okay, now come onto your hands and your knees. And you're gonna take this blanket and just make it into the larger square, the shoulder stand size square. Shoulder stand size square. Okay, so your heads, those of you here, the heads will go towards the exit. So watch what I do. So this is going to be for my shoulders, and then you're going to have blocks for your feet. So watch, we're going to do Chatushpadasana. So when I come down, I lie down with my shoulders a thumb's distance, one thumb's distance away from the edge. So I actually have my shoulders and my neck on the blankets. And then I bring my feet onto these blocks. Make sure the blocks are not going to slip. I hold onto the sides of the sticky mat and I move my inner upper arms out, my outer upper arms in, and I lift up my hips. And I'm trying to get my shoulders to go down. So I'm getting way up on the top of the shoulders and I'm moving my backs of my thighs in. So right where that block was, I'm trying to get that lift. The fronts of my thighs are lengthening. Okay, so let's try that. Get ready. So have your shoulders one thumb's distance away from the edge of the blankets, and then bring your feet onto the blocks. And the blocks should be pretty much under the knees. And the blocks are as wide as your shoulders. Once you have that, hold on to the sides of the sticky mat. Yes, hold on to the sides of the sticky mat. If you feel that your feet are going to slip on the blocks, come up and put some sticky mat over the blocks. You can put part of your sticky mat over the blocks so that your feet won't slip on the blocks. You have to you have your head on the blanket. So just your shoulders are one thumb's distance away from the edge. That's a little bit better. And then bring the feet closer. Hold on to the sides of the sticky mat and raise your hips upwards. Roll those outer shoulders back into the blanket like you're trying to squish the blanket. Lift your chest upwards and then come down. So Marcia and Galia, bring your blocks and your feet closer in. Feet closer in. Yes. There you go. Have your heels wider than the toes. Hold on to the sides of the sticky mat and then raise the hips up. Raise those hips. Good. Press the outer shoulders down. And that's it, Thomas. You got it. Pull the backs of the knees in. Climb up onto the very top of the shoulders. Then come down. Is this feeling okay for you? Bring more of your neck on the blanket. More of your neck. There you go. We'll do that one more time. So hold on to the sides of the mat. Have your heels a little bit wider than the toes. That's good, Sandy. That looks good, Sherry and Tamar. Good. And now raise those hips upwards. Press the arms down. Lift the shoulder blades into the back until your neck lengthens on that blanket and your neck softens. Lift your chest even more. Make your breastbone stick straight up like a flagpole. Lift the breastbone straight up. Suck the backs of the knees into the buttocks. Tailbone in. Excellent, everybody. And then come down. You got it. Good, now you can roll to the side. Okay, and then just take one more downward facing dog with your hands towards the exit, just to release the back. Just downward facing dog. If that feels too much for you, take child's pose instead. You can take child's pose instead. Big toes touching, knees apart. So either one of these poses, release the back after some back extensions. And you're doing downward dog without any blocks, right? Yeah, so downward dog or child's pose, either one. Yes. Move your hips back away from your hands and do this downward dog with the intention of lengthening your back, lengthen the lower back. You do that by backing your hips up, moving your thighs back. That's it. And now everybody come down into child's pose. Big toes touching, knees apart. Take any props you need. And for this child's pose, once you extend the sides of your trunk with your hips back, then you can just let your elbows come to the floor. So it becomes a softer child's pose. Let your elbows come down. Relax your head. Make sure you have to put a blanket there in between your feet and your hips, Eddie, and take your knees wider apart. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now bring your hands back alongside your head. And then slowly come up, and we're going to do Supta Padangustasana. So you guys here, you can lie down with your heads towards the exit. You can have a blanket for your head and have a belt for your right foot and have a bolster or something right outside your right hip. So just belt the arch of your right foot for now and extend your left leg out. Once you're on your back for a moment, lengthen your buttocks flesh, lift your chest, lengthen the back of your neck, and then you can belt your right foot. And if you need that support, have it right outside that right hip. If you have any doubt, have the support for sure. And then extend your left leg out and press it down into the floor. That's it. Hold the belt so your hands are apart. And make your right leg straight, which might mean you have to lean it forward. That's it. So the left leg goes down, the right thigh goes back. Have the belt for today just around the arch of the foot rather than the big toe mound to the center of the leg. And then see if you can pull your right foot a little bit closer towards your face, but keep your right thigh pressing back away from your abdomen. Make sure that your head doesn't roll back. Keep the back of your neck long. Make sure that you're not holding your breath or tightening your jaw or hardening your neck. That's the way. And then release that right leg and belt the left foot. So sometimes we do these poses, maybe to prepare for standing poses to help open up the hips. Sometimes we might do it also for seated poses, for forward bendings to help stretch the hamstrings, open up the hips, but now we're doing it to release the back. So once you have your right leg straight and pressing down and you have your left leg straight, at the end of your next exhalation, see if you can pull your left foot closer. Let's see how your chin is lifting. So see if you can, yeah, this goes that way. There you go. Pull your left foot towards your face, but without bending the leg. So it doesn't matter how far, keep the legs straight. That's it. Keep the back of the neck long. Soften your jaw, your tongue. Just kind of notice where you shift the tension. We all secretly do that. And then release that. And let's do the first side again. Extend the left leg out. Extend the right leg up, press the right thigh back, inhale, and then see if you can pull your right foot closer to your face, keeping the back of the neck long, and then hold on to the belt with the right hand, and then take that right leg over to the right, and you have the support of that bolster. And feel free just to bring your right elbow down in line with your shoulder. Keep both sides of your trunk even. As you bring the right leg over to the right, can you also bring it a little bit upwards towards your shoulders? Yes, like that. Stretch your left arm out to the side if there's room. Otherwise, just keep the left arm alongside the body and roll the abdomen to the left so that that left back waist stays down. Try not to turn your head. Deepen your breath. And then come back to the center. Release that right leg, switch your props and switch your legs. Have the belt on your left arch. Press your right leg down, move your left thigh back. Keep reaching up through the inner edge of that left foot. Hold with two hands for this first part. The end of your next exhalation, see if you can pull your left foot closer in. Pull the left foot closer in. Yes. Without letting the right leg come up, without letting the left leg bend inwards. Now hold the belt with your left hand, inhale, and then exhale, take your left leg out to the side. And if there's room, take your right arm to the right. Maybe as you bring your left leg over, you can also bring your left leg up a little bit towards your shoulders. Feel free to bring your left elbow down in line with the shoulder and roll your abdomen to the right so that your back right waist is still down and you're not tipping the pelvis. Open up that left inner leg, keeping the back of the neck long. See if you can bring your left foot a little bit more towards your shoulders, Sylvia, like that. And you can actually push your foot into that wall. Try that. Yes, yes, push it like you're trying to push that wall over. Doesn't that feel kind of good? Yeah, because it connects the outer leg. Good, now come back to the center. Release that leg, roll to your side, come and get your chair and your bolster. Marie, you can do this with straight legs if it's too much for your legs. Otherwise, you can add more height. So just have your bolster away, the chair away from the exit. Sit on your bolster with crossed legs, and then lean forwards into this chair. Make sure that your hips are more towards the back of the bolster. If you need any extra padding under the shins, have that. And just now we're going from like extending the spine to a little bit of flexing the spine. So it's fine to, once you're forwards, to allow the back to round and soften. Keep letting your legs, you need a folded blanket. Again, like you did at the very beginning, at least one folded blanket, and then cross your shin bones. Some of you can move the chair a little bit further forward. It's not going to be the deepest forward bend. Make sure your head is resting though, Thomas. It's a head resting pose. Rest your head. Quiet your consciousness and breathe into your back body. You can rest your head on a block there, Sherry. Yeah. And then slowly come back up, switch the cross of your legs, and then come forward again. Does that feel okay, Marie? Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that's fine. So you're sitting and then you're flowing forwards. Sit on enough height that you don't feel that the knees are bothered or the hips are bothered. Spread the fibers of your back like away from your spine. Let your head rest, soften your breath. See if you can practice not your deepest pose, Thomas. See if you can still get value. Just use the chair. See if you can still get value from not going to your deepest place. Good, and then come on up. And we're going to do Savasana with the chair. So you have your legs over the back of the chair, this way, over the seat of the chair rather. And then the bolster can come right onto your abdomen and you can have this blanket for your head and your neck. If you ever have any back sensitivity, I would say this is the #1 pose to practice. Be in this pose for 20 minutes a day. Maybe listen to your favorite podcast or just relax. Listen to the sounds of nature and just let your lower back really spread. Make sure the chair comes all the way up under the backs of the knees or behind the backs of the knees. Bring your arms to the sides with your palms upwards. Have both the neck and the head supported. There you go. Good. And if the bolster bothers you, you can take that away. That's optional. But sometimes it feels nice to have some weight on the abdomen so that the lower back can spread even more. And see, once you're in a good position, if you can relax your legs anymore, relax your arms anymore. Allow the lower back to spread and allow your internal organs to come towards the back of your body. Relax across the top of the shoulders. Soften your face. And let your brain rest towards your heart. Now bring your hands onto your rib cage and breathe into your side ribs. And then take the bolster off of your body. Bring your legs away from the chair. Try not to push the chair. Just roll to your right side. And then slowly come on up to sit. So as we practice working with regulating our energy, the back bends are super important. Yesterday, I was feeling a little bit tired and I just did a back bend practice in the afternoon and I felt so much better. So you may or may not feel that now, but over time, you might see how the back bends can kind of bring you some vitality. Bring your hands to your heart center, raise your chest upwards, and then bow your head down. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you very much, you guys. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful Tuesday. Thank you so much, Sherry, Tamar, Sandy.